Adam, thank you very much. It's great to be back here at the One-to-One conference. And again, like everyone else, we've got a forward-looking statement, as I will be making forward-looking statements through the course of the presentation. So at Teranga, while our share price doesn't reflect it, we are having a very good year. We are really well on our way to becoming a multi-asset, mid-tier West African gold producer. We've got a very strong pipeline of organic growth projects. And as you look at the next slide, we've just recently filed, oops, you've gone a little bit too far. So we've recently filed 2 technical reports for our 2 key assets, Sabodala and Banfora, and just based on 2P reserves, now total 3.9 million ounces. Our NAV at $1,300 gold is about $7.50 per share. So we're currently trading at about 1/3 that level. So we are actually not only a growth company, but we're also a value company today. Our largest shareholder, David Mimran, who owns 20% of the company, is on the board, filed an early warning report 2 weeks ago, and he intends to buy in the market through a normal course purchase exemption over the next 12 months to increase his stake to 25%. So at the beginning of the year, we laid out a list of key milestones for us for this year. And I'm pleased to say that we're ticking off all of those boxes. So the first was production, and we're on track to achieve the higher end of our production guidance at our flagship Sabodala mine. We're generating strong cash flows from that asset. We've also completed the feasibility study for the Banfora project in Burkina Faso. That was positive. That is now moving into construction, and we expect first pour in Q4 of 2019. Beyond that, we're having terrific exploration results across our portfolio of projects throughout West Africa. And let me start with Golden Hill. Golden Hill is our most advanced of those projects. It's situated in Burkina Faso on the Houndé Belt, and we've announced 3 discoveries this year, and it is quickly shaping up to be one of the best high-grade exploration discovery in West Africa. So it's located on the Houndé Belt, and already this year we've produced, in less than a year, some pretty spectacular high-grade results from 4 targets that we've drilled. Those targets are Ma, Nahiri, Peksu, and Jackhammer Hill. Jackhammer Hill is the one that we recently drilled, and we encountered one hole at 110 meters over 14 grams. I'm sorry, 110 grams per ton over 14 meters. So we're quite excited about it. These are all within 5 kilometers of each other, and if this turns into a mine, it'll be a similar operation to what we have now at Sabodala, as well as what we're building at Banfora. Central mill being fed by multiple deposits, so we're thrilled with that. The most advanced target at Golden Hill, it may not be our most prospective, but it's the most advanced because we're able to drill it through the rainy season. We've now been able to delineate over 2 kilometers of strike length, and recent drill results show that the high-grade results that start at surface continue at depth, and we're getting both good grades and widths at depths. And we're down to about 125 meters now, and it continues. So our widths are between 5 and 15 meters, and the grades are up to 5 grams. So this target remains open to both the east and west, as well as at depth. In addition, we just initiated some step-out drilling on a new target, Ma North, and we're pleased to report that we got Ma-style mineralization through that program. And so what we're seeing is that this Ma system is developing into a number of structures. So it's early days. We are moving very quickly on Golden Hill, but we would expect to be able to announce a maiden resource next year. Turning our attention to Banfora. Banfora is a project in Burkina Faso. It's fully permitted, and once in production, will increase production by 50%. In September, we announced a positive feasibility study, maiden reserve of 1.2 million ounces and an IRR of 15%. We began an infill drill program at Banfora in the second quarter. It's a 75,000 meter program. It's finishing up this week, and we expect that to increase convert inferred resources. Between 25 and 50% of our inferred resources will be converted to reserves, and we'll have that update by mid-next year. That'll lead to higher reserves, what we think a better mine plan, as well as improved economics for that Band 4 project. But what I want to remind people about Band 4 is we're just getting started. This is a new region, and so we've only drilled 4 of more than a dozen targets. So when you look at this slide, there's over a dozen targets within trucking distance of that proposed mill, and we'll begin drilling some of those targets this quarter and as we move over the next few years. Band 4 has got a 9-year mine life based on 2P reserves, but ultimately we think that it's going to be 15 to 20 years at least. Band 4 is moving forward very quickly. We've appointed Lycopodium. Lycopodium has just completed, as an EPCM contractor, they've just completed Hyundai for Endeavour in Burkina Faso. Early works and earthworks are beginning. They'll ramp up in Q1. Plant construction will start in Q2. And that'll put us on track for a Q4 2019 first pour. And as you can see from this slide, with Band 4 in production, that's going to take our production to about 350,000 ounces per year. So this is a significant step forward in our drive to become a mid-tier gold producer. Now looking at our flagship Sabodala operation. So it's been in production since 2009. It's in mining-friendly Senegal. We announced an updated technical report at the end of August. It shows 2.7 million ounces. We've got a 14-year mine life to 2031. And you look at the right-hand side, you can see that production over the next 5 years will average at least 200,000 ounces. But more importantly, we've really improved the free cash flow from Sabodala. We now expect at $1,250 gold, roughly about $230 million in free cash flow from the asset. And again, there's still further exploration work to be done on the mine license as we relocate a village that is over top of our most prospective target. So one of the reasons why our share price is where it is I think that the market's really concerned about how we're going to fund Band 4 and our other growth initiatives. And so what I'd like to say is that we're in a solid position to be able to build Band 4 without raising equity. We expect to end the year with between $75 and $80 million in cash. We expect Sabodala to generate about $90 million in free cash flow over the next 2 years. And we've just signed a mandate letter for a debt facility for $150 million. And please report that due diligence is kicking off this week in Australia. So we've got more than enough sources of cash to be able to build the $232 million project over the next 2 years, as well as continue with our exploration program, not only at Golden Hill, but we've got some other prospective targets as well. So in summary, as I mentioned at the outset, we're in a really strong position. We're well on our way to moving into that mid-tier status. We've got a strong, solid developed asset in Sabodala. We're fully funded to build Band 4, and we're really thrilled about the exploration results we're getting at Golden Hill, which is high-grade, near-surface, open pit. So it looks like it could be a real winner for us. But beyond that, we've got a number of other exploration programs, particularly in Côte d'Ivoire, that we're really excited with. So we're building this company for the long term. Thank you.